Welcome to another Transformers Revenge of the Fallen review. This time we're going to be looking at the Deluxe class Chromia. So here we have Chromia in her vehicle mode, and she is, of course, if you have eyes, you can see that she's a blue motorcycle. It's a fairly detailed little bike. It's not in certain areas. It's a lot more detailed than the first RC figure that we saw in the first movie, but in other parts it's a little less detailed, such as on the top here. And it does have a silver Autobot logo right there on the seat, and in certain parts of it you do see a little Cybertronian words written through it. I'm not sure if the actual movie version will have it, but I still think it's a pretty cool idea, having Cybertronian written on the Transformers themselves. Not much to her in this mode. She does have a kickstand, which is a little tricky to get used to. You can't just flip it straight down, because then she'll be kind of pushed off to the side. But what you need to do is kind of get it at a angle where this flat piece, where it's flat on the bottom, is pretty much parallel to the bottom of the bike. And once you have that, it'll stand up perfectly fine. You don't have to have this to be able to stand her upright, but you can, if you would rather not fiddle around with the kickstand. Just take the stand here, in between this gap here, you're gonna put the bike in here, and you'll hear it snap into place. And it has a stand with tank treads on it, which is rather pointless. But then, I don't have the stand, that's why it fell over. But then you can take this piece here and take these pieces here and slide them in between the tailpipes here, which, there you go. Has a Gatling gun and I guess some sort of grenade launcher here, which gives a lot of personality. It makes it real tough looking, and even when you have the stand, it still holds the weight of this stand here. So that's it for that. It does have a license plate here on the back, but there's no sticker or paint showing any resemblance of a license plate. But other than that, it is a pretty detailed little bike. No steering movement in the wheels. They do spin real well, and this does have some movement to it, but the handles themselves are real rubbery. As you can see, you can almost Twizzler them. That's it for that. But overall, it is a very nice little bike, and it's but the only, before I forget, the only problem I have with this vehicle mode is huge, which is the same problem I had with the first one. It is just too big for any real scale. I still think that all the bikes should have been Scout class figures, such as I thought how it should have been with the first RC. But that's my only real problem. If you're not a sucker for scale like I am, then you shouldn't have any problems with this. Now, to get to a transformation, which is a little weird, I'm gonna take this section here. Well, first put in the kickstand. Take that there, and these blue pieces will pop off to the side like that. And then these will split in half, and there's no real, you don't have to do it any proper way. You can just take this section here and just pull it to the side, and do the same with this side, which will form the arm. Then it's on this hinge here, which you rotate up like that. Then our head is hidden right here. Fold around like that, and go ahead and snap this into place. Now, there's certain ways that different people have done this. A lot of people and a lot of pictures have shown you just kind of put it in place like this, leaving this huge hole in the center. But also, a lot of people have also done, which I happen to like better, is taking this and snapping it in place there and rotating this the rest of the way down. And other pictures have shown you rotating this around so it's facing forward at you, but that I don't like the look of that, so I just leave it like that and fold in the handles just to get them out of the way. Then you can extend the arms out, and extending the right arm with the gun on it activates some Mecha Live going on there. Nothing too special. Then I've seen this done several ways of where to position this. I just like to get it just out of the way just so you can just see the hand like that. Nothing too severe going on there. And then this doesn't really get in the way at all, so if you want you can just leave it as it is or move it around to however you desire, like that. And then rotate it. Other people have positioned it just straight on like this, but I prefer to position it this way so the button's on the outside. Flip this up. And another thing you can do differently is, well, another thing some people like to do is just leave this wheel up like that, and some box art shows that, but some other people, like including me, think it looks a little bit better like that. Just pull the wheel down. Now, with all this personal preference, it's all just based upon pictures I've seen and what other people have done with this figure. Whatever I do, this figure will probably change once we see any CG artwork for the character herself. But this is how I prefer to have the character so far, and it looks more like a complete robot to me. And as you can see, it has a very interesting robot mode. It has a couple of homages to Beast Machine's thrust, as in that it has one motorcycle wheel for the leg, and it has just one gun arm, while the thrust had two. But still, I really think this is a cool looking figure. But you can make your stand with this in this mode. You just take the stand, take it between here. At this point, you can change it, because it'll kind of lean forward if you have it all hunched over all the way, so you can really get it personalized there to how you want to position her. And she is actually real surprisingly stable. She's only wobbling a little bit like here because this stand that I have is a little angled. It doesn't sit perfectly flat even without anything on it. But still, you can't really pose her. You can pose this arm, but you can't do anything with this arm. So she does have a good amount of articulation of arms, but you just really can't do anything with them. And one problem I've had that several people else have also had is this section here pops off way too easily. So yeah. Something I saw a picture released by Hasbro. I mean, if the stand works great, but it kind of ruins the illusion of her having a unicycle leg. And I saw this picture that I'm sure was an accident on Hasbro's part, but I tried it out, and actually I actually like it. If you want, you can take the stand and just rotate it back like that to form kind of like a tripod thing going on there. And it'll, maybe not on camera this time, but, and if you want, it'll use her arm as a kind of a stabilizer, and it'll give the illusion of her standing without having any assistance from the stand. But it's a little bit tricky to do, and it kind of it even leaves it for less posability, but it's a little option that you can do. Now, if we get a close-up look on her, you can see her very detailed little head there, which really don't see any sort of a mouth there at all. Maybe a little bit, but not much at all. She's a pretty detailed little character. But a couple of things before I forget. She does have only a couple little resemblances to her G1 counterpart besides her name. She's blue, of course. And according to her bio on the box, she's a longtime friend of Ironhide. Not really saying that if they have a relationship or not, but they do mention a sort of kinship between the two, just like in G1. Oh, and if you want, of course, count, she is of course a female, just like G1. But when I first saw pictures of this, I wasn't really too sure about it. Like, the design of it was just so weird to me. But once I got it in my hands, I really, really like this character design. It's just so unique and really cool. And the one problem I've had with motorcycle transformers is that they're usually real finicky to transform, but I really don't have that problem with this one. I mean, sure, this part kind of fails, but other than that, I have a good time playing around with him. She's a real cool character, and I really do recommend it. So I'd say get it whenever you have the chance. Alright, until next time. Oh, wait, before I forget, it does have a missile, which is actually kind of well hidden. It's this little clear piece here, and it does have a button that fires. Fires pretty good, actually. Alright, that's it. So, until next time, thank you for watching.